Hello and welcome to the second episode of This Week in Chairs, an esports podcast. This is a show where we talk about the latest news, events, stories, drama in esports, but through the perspective of chairs specifically. We look at clips of the most prominent chairs that were used in esports this last week, and we discuss them and review them in a fair and balanced way, provide the most fair and balanced coverage of esports, chairs specifically, that's ever been done before.
Yeah, you know, I might go out on a limb here. We might be the very first chair-based esports podcast that I've ever heard of. I don't know if viewers, our multitudes of viewers, have seen
tens of them,
or all dozens, all single dozen of them has seen anything quite like the coverage that we're trying to provide.
Yes,
Yeah.
And a reminder that this coverage is intended for one goal, and that is to get a sponsorship from Maxnomic and get us 2 free chairs for our apartment.
Just 2. That's all we're asking for, people.
Just 2.
You know, last week we talked about, I think, 10,000 Maxnomic chairs, but we just need the 2.
Yeah. We'll do shameless plugs for your product, Maxnomic. We will not be fair and balanced when it comes to Maxnomic chairs.
Oh, well, we will be, but, you know, we know that they're going to get a 7 out of 7 every time.
Yeah, they're going to get
every
some
time.
good-ass reviews. My name is Doug Wreden. As always, I'm joined by my co-host, Jack Cambu.
Pleasure.
And let's get into the bread and butter of this show. Let's get into chair reviews for the week.
Meat and potatoes, if you will.
Meat and potatoes.
Other food puns. I guess not really a pun. More of an illusion.
I have a pizza analogy for this. So this is the pepperoni and cheese of our show.
All right.
For later, I have a pepperoni analogy. So this footage comes to us from DreamHack. This is a big esports event going on in Sweden, and they have a bunch of different games present at this event. And one of them is Super Smash Bros. Melee. You can see doubles right here. And throughout the entire event, all the players play on these blue chairs here. So actually, kind of similar to the Smash chairs that we talked about last week. Very similar, I think, but with a more European aesthetic, I would say.
Yeah, you know, it's a little classier. You'll notice that it has a squatter back frame there, clearly to accommodate the more svelte, you know, less grossly obese European frame.
The Nordic
exactly,
frame.
as opposed to the American frame. And Doug, you know, I'm just going to bring this up now. I am not too impressed with Smash Bros. Based chairs.
Yeah.
It happened last week, you know, I said it's a good sturdy chair. It's got no sex appeal, sturdy. But for the most part, you know, they're just not doing too much.
Well, this chair is blue.
This chair is blue.
Last week we reviewed a awful beige chair with a similar steel frame, but this time it has that blue undertone to it.
It's true. It has a little bit of that robin's egg blue. You know, it really brings out a calming emotion. Which I could see you would want to have for a Smash Bros. Tournament.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all been shine spiked off the edge millions of times before.
And in that position, you look down at your chair, and the
that's,
color.
It's
the
your
color
one
wafting
piece
up.
of solace. You're just like, oh, there's the blue. It's okay. Why did I pick Roy?
So what I thought was interesting with this chair is that it's not a single piece. Like there's this big gap, you know, in between the 2 pieces. Even more so than that, it's just really small. And like the guy sitting there. His like shoulders and everything are way over the top of this chair. Like his legs are way past the actual seat part,
seat of it.
And then his lower back gets no cover. So in terms of the amount of body that is actually being supported by this chair, it's extremely little.
Yeah.
And the analogy that I want to bring up is it's like when you cook a pizza.
Okay.
Like we often do in our apartment. And you pull it out, and our plates are not very big. And the pizza's always a lot bigger.
That's true.
So you get a plate, and you put it on one of our small plates, and the pizza's like hanging off the side, and technically it supports the pizza.
In our plate's defenses,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to eat a whole pizza by yourself on one of those. I'm pretty sure the recommended serving size is like a quarter or maybe a third of that pizza. But yes, I totally understand. You've got a lot more pizza to plate as you do body to chair.
Yeah.
You know, and I think a lot of that is the design of these are, you know, stacking chairs. You stack them up afterwards.
Like a plate.
Like a plate. And one thing that I'm kind of noticing about this chair right now, the lower bar of the headrest, it seems to be jutting out more than the upper bar.
Yeah,
so I'm wondering if that's just going to be driving into their back the whole time.
Well, see, he just adjusted. I think so. Like, you can tell neither of them are leaning back into it at all. Like, they don't even want to get up into it.
Yeah. Yeah, he's even hunching forward a bit. He's just got it resting right there.
Well, yeah, and because that's the thing. That's what I was talking about, right? Like he's a pizza that's too big for this plate.
Just
he's
too big.
Way off the side of it, and his body is not even remotely supported. The plate, the metaphorical plate, is still going to hold the pizza. Like you are physically going to be able to sit there, but you're not going to have a pleasant experience during it.
No, it doesn't seem to be. Though it also looks like, based on the tubing, that's going to give a little bit of give as you lean back, which you can kind of see him doing now.
I don't think there's give. I think he's leaning back onto this bar.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't think this chair gives at all. It's a steel frame. I don't think those bend at all.
I don't.
Because look, there's even two bars there that support prevent it from going back.
No, but they're definitely hollow inside. They're not full steel.
Yeah, but if
they're still bent.
If it leans back, they're gonna eventually break. That's not a feature.
No, because it still comes back. I'm pretty sure that thing will bend a little bit. Not a ton. I'm not saying it fixes back there, but it has a little bit of give as you lean back. I don't know. This is a case where we could really use an exemplar chair. It would really help out a lot.
An exemplar chair?
Yeah, like an actual version of this chair.
Oh, so to try it out.
Yeah, exactly. Perform some experiments.
Yeah.
See what's going on.
We'll have to order one for a future episode, but for now
we probably won't do that. 0% chance of that happening. We got other shit we gotta do.
I gotta cook a pizza.
Believe it or not, yeah. Even though we're doing this esports podcast based on chairs, we do have other things going on.
And I know you mentioned chair just now, so let's enhance on that image.
Yeah.
And with this as the backdrop, let's review this chair. So what is your scale from 1 to 7, and what are all the factors that go into that review?
I'm gonna give this. I'm going to go with a 3. Okay. You know what? 2.75. I changed my mind.
All right.
And here's why. Like I said, I think that lower bar is going to be jutting into your back.
Yeah.
You can kind of see it's at an angle. It's not going to be that nice.
Although maybe the cushion is the triangular, or not triangular, but fucking what is it called? Anyway, you can see the cushion angle. Trapezoidal.
Yeah.
Anyway,
the legs themselves don't look all that sturdy. I can't tell. There might be a smaller bracket holding the back legs, but in any case, does not look that sturdy. The main reason I'm even giving it a 2.75 is the blue. It's just a nice color.
Yeah,
it's it pops a little for being such a bland chair.
Yeah. I think it gets a modern poppy look for what presumably is very cheap. And it's very efficient for an event like this, but I don't think the players should be playing in these chairs.
No.
Get something a little more support. These guys looked uncomfortable playing on it. But it's it's just missing pieces basically. If you're taller than maybe 3'8", you're not going to be enjoying sitting in this chair. It's not going to support you like it really should. So I'm going to give it a 3 because I do like how they combined efficiency, and cheapness and mass producibility. With the slight amount of good aesthetic that you can actually put in.
This would probably be a great spectator's chair.
I believe
you lay those out. Yeah,
those people are all sitting in spectator chairs.
Yeah,
I think.
Oh no, those might just be folding chairs.
Those
are just folding chairs. Wow.
So they got folding chairs for the audience, and then they went and got these specifically
for the players, and they're still garbage. All right, awful. This is DreamHack.
All right, I'm lowering mine to a 2.5.
Yeah,
knowing that this is not the match.
This is
okay. So that was a 2.5 and a 2.75. So we're looking at a 5.25, which means congratulations, DreamHack. Your chairs get a 2.75, right? No, so
2.625. 2.625.
Yeah.
2.5 and 2.75, yeah.
There's no way of knowing. So congratulations, DreamHack. Your chairs get a 2.2625. All right, our next event of the week. This is the Gears of War Pro Circuit at MLG Columbus. This is going on right now.
Which Gears of War are they on now, Doug?
This is either 4
okay,
or 5, whichever is the one that they're playing.
All right, are we still fighting the Locusts in this? Do you know?
I don't know a fucking thing about Gears of War. I've never played it. I know... Yeah, there's Locusts, right?
Okay.
I know roughly what it is, but nothing beyond that.
Gotcha.
The one element of Gears of War Esports is a little bit smaller. It has, I think, the community is very passionate, but it's a little bit smaller. But the one thing I've really taken away, hearing about Gears of War, that is the chairs that they sit on. Oof. And so these are some DXRacer chairs, MLG branding, that they're using in this arena, which is in Columbus.
Hey, what do you think is in that Aquafina bottle? Because it's clearly not water.
Like, yeah, let me start the...
Like, it looks like orange soda.
It's not orange soda.
I don't think it's orange soda, because why would you take orange soda and put it in an Aquafina bottle?
It could, like, pomegranate juice? No, that couldn't be pomegranate
juice. Or, like,
juice.
maybe some kind of protein shake?
Why are they drinking protein?
They gotta recover somehow.
It could be G Fuel. I think that's what G Fuel looks like. It's like energy powder you put
that
in
you
water
put
bottles.
into water? Okay. Yeah.
But you should be using designated G Fuel bottles for that.
Every time. Always go with the branding. Always go with the first party.
Yeah.
That's what you need.
Yeah.
Like
you're
a
picking a chair.
chair.
All right, but let's talk about these chairs. These are some DXRacers. It's a prime competitor to Maxnomic,
I can see that being the case.
Yeah, and it's got a nice curved back, a pretty racer aesthetic type thing. Wouldn't be totally out of place in like NASCAR or something like that.
I was gonna say, Doug, these racer chairs kind of look like they belong in a race car, something along those lines.
I'm not making that connection. What I want to talk about is the holes in the chair. So I don't get that.
Again, it's a racing chair. It's aerodynamics.
What?
You gotta cut down on as much wind drag as possible, and you get that with those holes.
So what's the situation when you are playing in esports in which wind drag is a factor?
Well, so here's why I think that the whole racing chair analogy is inapropos, or rather, not analogy, but analog is inapropos. Is most people don't realize this. When you're a race car driver, you don't actually drive at 2 and 6. You're driving at 5 and 7 down here,
really?
Or 5 and 8. Yeah, because you get a lot more stability down here. You can't play any video games like this, especially not anything involving your keyboard. I mean, I guess you could kind of play. No, even then, like it would be
just a controller, right?
Yeah, but even like you're supposed to be holding it like that. You look like a moron. But yeah,
where are you going with this?
I'm just saying, I don't know why you would choose a racing chair for any kind of video game chair. And, they're supposed to be as light as possible, which means a lot of time you have to sacrifice comfort for that. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan.
So you don't think the racing vibe or theme fits into esports very well?
No,
even with how aerodynamic it would be.
Even with how aerodynamic it would be. Unless you're playing, I don't know, something along the lines. I could see it being okay for a game like Super Mario Sunshine. Speedrunning that. But other than that...
Yeah, so if you're speedrunning, that's where the aerodynamic... what I want to posit is that what these holes are good for is self-defense. So if you had it in your house or something and there's a burglar coming, you can flip it around and use it as a shield and poke like a gun or a sharp, like a knife or a long stick through the holes, and it's like a portcullis in a castle.
Yeah, or like a tower shield used by the ancient Romans. They'd hold up their shields in defense formation and just kind of stab behind them.
Yeah.
This would be another great chair to get some exemplars of. Just to really try out these theories that we're just kind of spitballing.
I prefer to just be a critic, kind of an armchair quarterback, if you will. But yeah, it's got a nice frame. I like the coloring of it. It's got a good, there's definitely merits to this chair. I just think the holes in it are really bizarre, and maybe they thought they were making these chairs for NASCAR, and they read it wrong, and it was actually gaming, But let's wrap this shit up.
Oh, man. Well, we didn't even touch on the MLG branding of it, though.
That's
what do you think of that MLG branding? It seems misplaced.
where else would you put it?
Well, so this is why it's so weird. Look at all these competitors. You know what I'm seeing on each? Well, not right here, but on almost all of them, I'm seeing that MLG branding, which is clearly showing me that it's not that comfortable of a chair. Everybody's leaning forward in it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, nobody
on this team
is leaning back or even using the armrest. Look, okay, no armrest. Okay, that's they're leaning forward and putting it in their laps.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, no armrest,
Which I
no
get.
armrest.
Like, whenever you play an FPS, you do kind of like, you get in the zone, you move forward.
But
still,
it's like the majority of this chair isn't even being used at all.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess they're just like relaxing, but it doesn't. It's very interesting. That sponsorship placement should never be seen, and the fact that we're seeing it all the time means that chair is not being utilized to its full potential. Yeah.
No, not at all.
Well, yeah, I'd say that has to lose marks for that.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, what's your view?
I was quibbling over some of the stuff. Again, I don't see why you would want a racing chair as your gaming chair. That said, I could still see this chair being pretty comfortable. Like, it does look to have some nice plush padding.
And the colors look cool. The blue on the left and the red on the right.
Nice.
That's sweet.
It's got those aerodynamic wind holes. Also, the other thing they could be used for, and this is just way out there, it's like creepy massages. Like, you don't know who's reaching over behind because it's just the slots for the hands. So it's almost like
you can creep up in there and just start massaging these guys.
It's like Eyes Wide Shut. Like, just, you got the mask on. Whoever's in the chair is like, I don't know what's happening, but we're going with it. So for those reasons, I'm going to give this a 4. I'm going to give it, middle of the road, a little higher than middle of the road. Clearly, I mean, from what I can tell, some effort went into making these chairs at least.
Yeah.
There's some branding. There's it's leather, always nice. Unless you're naked, of course. But yeah.
And then that shit goes out the window.
And just awful. Immediately awful. So yeah, 4 out of 10. 4 out of 7.
Out of 7. I'll echo a lot of the same sentiments. I think it looks really good, so that alone for me bumps it up to a 3. I do like the aerodynamic massage holes. That's fair.
Or portcullis holes, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, I mean, we've identified at least 3 uses for these holes, so this is the sort of chair that's going to serve you in a lot of different situations.
Probably none of them originally contemplated by DXRacers.
But that's I think the beauty of a great product is that you can put it out to your customers and it's a template for which they can then utilize it in many ways.
As necessary.
Yeah. So I mean, there's probably been thousands of people whose lives have been saved through these portcullis holes, and that was never even envisioned as part of the product. So I'm also going to give it a 4, but just for bad math, I'll go to 4.07.
All right. So we're gonna go up to a 4.035. All right. Solid 4.035 there, DXRacers.
Congratulations, MLG. And DXRacer, well done. You are R-rated highest so far this week. All right, let's jump into our last clip. So this is back to DreamHack, and this is the Hearthstone tournament now. So it's a great Hearthstone tournament. It's something like almost 200 people competing. All these like really, really good pro players from around the world come to this massive Swiss tournament. So great event. And the casting area, which is where, throughout the event, the guys commentating on it and hosting and doing interviews, is held in this area here. So let's talk about these chairs. So what I want to call out with the chairs they're sitting on is I feel like it's just 2 pillows that they found.
That is exactly what I was going to say. Like, there's very little chair here. Just I don't know. It's clearly outdoor lounge chairs. But
it's like an IKEA showroom.
Yeah,
but the funny thing to me is these don't look like chair cushions at all.
No, they just look like pillows. Or like they got them from a sofa. They were like, oh no. Like,
These are all we have.
We got the wrought iron part of the chair, but we didn't get the cushions. Like, well, we got this sofa over there, and we got a bed over there.
Yeah.
What can we do?
Yeah, like the chair producer for DreamHack came in. He's like, "Hey, you were supposed to get the cushions, right?" And the chair producer standing there's, "What? No, I just got the." So they run into the hotel, and I bet you these are hotel throw pillows off the bed. They just like glued onto the sides and back. There's a lot of cushion here. There's a lot of fluff. This doesn't look comfortable. I think Soddle right there, he's it doesn't look like he's sitting all the way back. He's at kind of like a weird angle like that. And then E-Cop is sitting all the way forward. It's a bizarre spread of usage.
They're very weird. And, like, they're very low to the ground.
Yeah, that's true. The proportion of the ground is very strange as well. I would say that clearly what they're shooting for with this whole room aesthetic is a kind of maybe a cabin in the woods type of thing. Like it's like a getaway with your family. I like this crown, which appears to be paper mache, maybe.
It looks like it was made by a child. I will give you that.
As well as some grim roars and this wheatgrass.
Oh yeah, very important.
But I feel like the chairs actually don't even fit into that theme. Like
No,
these don't make sense
honestly,
in the tone of this area, like at all.
We can go beyond the chairs and just what is going on with the set design. Like I mean, I'm not, you do set design on occasion.
Yeah.
I have no idea what they're going for here. They have like 2 coffee tables, these terrible chairs, a shoebox in the corner over there.
It feels like a schizophrenic person is trying to like set up a romantic date for me. You know?
And like, it seems like these are just. This is not a wall. There's absolutely no way that that's an actual wall. That's like they were somewhere and they put up planks of wood behind them to make it look like they were inside of a cabin. Yeah. And is the TV in the corner supposed to be like a window to the outside world or a portal to the World of Warcraft world?
No, that's World of Warcraft.
I know, but extremely popular game, came out in 2003. Worldwide phenomenon.
Yeah, it's not clear. I like the idea it's a window. You're in a cabin in Stormwind, something like that.
Yeah.
But these chairs would not make any sense in Stormwind. Nobody would put 2 pillows on a metal frame and stick that in the Stormwind Harbor.
Can we see what's in that photograph? Is there any way to enhance?
I can't enhance.
You can't enhance?
No.
We can't enhance people. It kind of looks like a kobold or like a dragonkin or some kind of demon.
How are you determining that?
It's like
it's just blurry.
I mean, it is blurry, but no, you can see he's got like an almost crocodilian face.
Yeah, I could kind of see it there. Like there's the eye and then that's the mouth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like maybe some wings. I can't tell. It's difficult.
What? Where are you going with this?
I just wanted to know if we could see what it was.
Gotcha.
Like, I would like to know who puts a picture frame in a window that looks out into the World of Warcraft with a kobold.
What if maybe the kobold is like a long lost friend, and you're hoping it will pass by?
Yeah, there aren't any kobolds in WoW, right?
Yeah, there are.
Are there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
My ignorance.
And in Hearthstone, there's kobold cards, like Kobold Geomancer.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a terrible card. I hate it every time I draft it.
It's a great card.
I hate drafting it.
It's a great card. It's used in Shaman. All right, let's review this bitch. What is your review of this chair from DreamHack Winter in Sweden of the Hearthstone Grand Prix?
2.25.
Really? That's your lowest yet, right? Or what did we rate the first one?
I
think you gave it a 2.25, right?
No,
I gave it
for this week.
Yeah.
I gave it a 2.75.
Okay.
The very first one. Because I honestly, I mean, they're obviously just spectating and commentating. I would never want to play any kind of video game in those chairs.
Would you want to spectate or commentate a video game in those chairs?
I don't think so, because
the players are in Maxnomics.
Yeah.
This is specifically for the casting.
Right. This is just the casting. But yeah, I mean, they look really low to the ground. Mm-hmm. Even though you have these giant pillows, like, they look terrible, and I'm sure that you can still feel those wrought iron pieces behind and beneath you.
Yeah, if you lean back.
Yeah.
It's not even going to feel like there's a cushion there half the time, probably. Especially if you're sitting in it for long periods of time. Like, I mean, they're there for hours at a time. So, Yeah. So you're 2.25. I'm going to say 2.5. And I think it just, to me, it just doesn't fit with the theme of the room.
No.
Even the room as a whole
Yeah.
feels fairly well tied together, except these chairs just don't make any sense to me. On top of it, it doesn't look comfortable to me. So yeah, this is going to not do too well. So 2.5. So we're looking at 4.75 total for this chair, which means 2.38, right? 2.38.
2.3, wouldn't it be 7.5?
Yes. Well, 8 being an approximation. All right,
Yeah.
so
You can round up, I'm fine with that.
congratulations, DreamHack. You get a 2.375.
Well, not DreamHack, but the chairs that you used in order to
Yeah.
provide the spectators.
Congratulations,
at DreamHack.
these chairs. You get a 2.375.
We gotta rate the set, too. Because now, the
This
more that I'm
is
thinking
a
about
chair podcast.
but the more
All right?
that I'm thinking about
Next
it,
thing you know, you're going to be reviewing games. You're going to be reviewing the matches. This is about chairs. We do one thing here.
I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 7
I'm gonna
for
give
the
it
set.
I'm not even...
And what's gonna detract from that is the chairs themselves. Full point deduction. And I know it's, again, I was complaining a lot, but the more that I'm looking at it, the more it's growing on me. And I'm really loving this kobold in the picture.
So in the past 2 minutes, this has really evoked a lot of positive feelings for you. All right. But to be clear here, the chairs are the key point in this
Yes,
set.
of course.
That detract
This
from
was
its...
a tangent. We'll throw in some kind of splash graphic to warn you that there's
Yeah, this
no
was-
chair-based coverage.
Yeah. What would you rate, since we're on it, on a scale of 1 to 7 of that crown that was made
man.
in the kindergarten's classroom?
If it was my kid, 7 out of 7. If I saw it anywhere else,
No. This is like this is you walk into like a store. And like, this was crafted by the finest Swedish children.
it almost looks like
$35.
They took like a 2-liter bottle of Coke. It's just like a jagged, like it's too big to be that. I can see that right now, but like it's not. It's not
painted
good.
it with
Yeah.
like dirt.
Yeah, like, oh man, went for like a matte gold finish. Just,
Okay, well,
all right.
good stuff. So the highest rated chair of the week was, in fact, the DXRacers.
DXRacer.
Yeah,
That's true.
congratulations. A gaming chair actually was the highest rated this week. So let's move on to chair news. So this is a segment where we talk about any big events or updates or stories in just the chair world. So the one piece of information I did find is that Maxnomic is now going to be having test chairs, like demo chairs, in Microsoft stores. So you can go into
Interesting.
Microsoft stores and try out a Maxnomic. So
Yeah.
in America, I think it wasn't really clear.
Yeah, that's actual news as well. It's not just a bit.
Yeah, that's just information. It's chair trivia.
All right, so I am in charge of chair trivia this week, Doug. I hope that this does not stump you. But
Okay.
it might, because it's quite tricky.
So you're testing my chair knowledge.
I am testing your chair knowledge, though I'm pretty sure you can intuit what it is just based on the question. Also, I wrote this in the form of a Jeopardy style trivia because that's the only trivia I really do. So the question is actually an answer, and you have to answer in the form of a question.
Okay, got it, yeah.
All right.
Classic chair trivia, yeah.
All right. This Roman Catholic relic, believed to be from the 6th century, is housed within a gilt bronze reliquary sculpture finished in 1653 by the Italian artist Gian Lorenzo Bernini.
Okay, say it again. Get the
This
question one more time.
Roman Catholic relic,
Okay.
believed to be from the 6th century, that's 6th as in the 500s,
Right.
is housed within a gilt bronze reliquary sculpture finished in 1653, so over 1,000 years after the relic itself, by the Italian artist Gian Lorenzo Bernini.
I'm gonna come out and say it. I don't know, so I'm gonna make an educated guess based on the time frame.
All right, let's hear it.
The printing press.
No. Just no. Gutenberg, Doug. Gutenberg made printing press. The answer was the throne of St. Peter, aka the Papal Throne.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm learning.
It had to be chair-based. Where's Where is the chair in the printing
We
process?
didn't establish any rules for chair trivia.
It says chair trivia.
It was an open-ended thing. This could be interpreted as trivia on the Chair podcast.
Oh, so this is
We
the
set
one,
no rules for chair trivia. I
this
just
is the
put
tangent that we're
trivia.
allowed.
It's in chair trivia. That's when we can deviate from chairs.
All right.
Well, I feel like I've learned something today.
Oh, I definitely did.
I've laughed. I've lived. So thank you for
Cried a little bit.
well, for watching this
Just a bit.
episode of This Week in Chairs. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
If you enjoyed what we're doing,
Please tweet Maxnomics as much as you can.
Yeah.
If you enjoy what we're doing.
let Maxnomic know. Tweet at them, email them, call their customer service, show up to their CEO's house.
Go to a Microsoft store.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, may as well.
tying it together.
I know. And also, like, kind of on the side, advertising for Maxnomics. You know. But fair and balanced, 7 out of 7.
All right, that's it for us this week. Thank you so much. I'll see you next week.